countries around the world, children take education for granted.
Some even hate school. Ugh.
But in Afghanistan, education is something that is valued and may not even be achieved.
An extremist religious group called the Taliban
is against women being educated. They follow an extreme version of the religion Islam and force women to such extremes as not letting them even show their faces in public.
They raid schools, publicly whip women, and even poured acid on women who wanted to go to college. No wonder the illiteracy rate for women in Afghanistan is over 70%. The Taliban is a fearsome enemy. The United States and its NATO allies have been waging a war against them for nearly a decade.
Well, you might say, why would I still go to school and risk my life if I could just stay at home? But education is very valuable in Afghanistan for women. With an education, you are respected.
The thing is, 36% of families in Afghanistan are poor. An educated woman could help support the family. Staying at home wouldn't be easy. You might even have to work even harder.
Some women simply cannot go to school. This is mainly due to marriages at a very early age, but more on that later.
There is hope, however.
With proper government funds, military help against the Taliban, and proper laws including marital pertaining to marriage laws, maybe one day girls in Afghanistan can go to school safely.
First up is funding. The Afghanistan government contributes $35 million to education. That's only about $10 per student. In contrast, the U.S. spends over $37,000 per student.
The Afghanistan government needs to find a source of revenue to contribute to schools. One example of the pitiful conditions of schools is that over 60% of schools are actually housed in tents or other temporary buildings.
Wait, the Afghanistan government has barely enough money to support over 6 million students. What little money has been mostly from donations.
Well, maybe other countries could help. For example, the United States has built library-like centers called Lincoln Learning Centers that provide books, internet access, and teaching staff to anyone who wants to learn something or just spend some time on the web. Many other countries have simply donated money. This, of course, is after the Taliban was pushed out of Afghanistan. How, you may ask?
They have been pushed back to select areas of Afghanistan. Control over the military operations is starting to be shifted back to official Afghanistan government, which is good news. Now, after the Taliban is gone, women might actually be able to start going to school. That's great news, and it's another giant step towards the dream that all girls in Afghanistan can go to school.
One of the greatest threats to women's educational rights in Afghanistan is poverty and early marriage. These go hand in hand because if a family is poor, they might marry off their daughters to make money and to survive.
Some get married as early as 8, and usually to much older men, because older men usually have more money to support their wives, not to mention to pay their family.
This is why lowering the poverty rate, which is 36%, is important. A married woman cannot go to school. She has to take care of her children. If families could afford to not marry off their daughters, maybe those girls could go to school and make a better life for themselves. Laws concerning marriage would also help. For example, a minimum age to be married would keep more girls in school for longer.
But wait, there's something you can do to help these women.
There are a number of charities that you can donate to. These charities can directly help women in need all over Afghanistan.
One of these charities is called Women for Women. With your donation, they'll help a woman in Afghanistan be educated in a skill like beekeeping, poultry keeping, or tending a greenhouse. These skills can help them make a living and learn while they're at it.
Another wonderful charity is UNICEF. They work to make sure children around the world are safe and educated. They have a program where you can help a child find water, a house, and an education in Afghanistan.
They've helped millions of children since the program was started.
Last but not least, there's Kiva at www.kiva.org.
Kiva is an organization where you make a loan of your choice to a program individual of your choice. You might choose to support a woman running a business in Afghanistan, for example.
The loan will go through Kiva's staff and will be directed to the person in need.
That person will use the money to grow their business. Later, they'll pay you back like loans, usually work. However, this time, there's no interest.
The money then goes back through Kiva to you. You can choose to make another loan, donate it to Kiva, or simply withdraw that money to spend on anything.
It's a great system. In all, there have been $502,181,875 contributed to different people through Kiva. Over 99% of that has been returned.
If Afghanistan does all of these things, soon, women in Afghanistan will be able to go to school and learn, safe and sound.
To women in Afghanistan, knowing how to read and write can be a new lease on life.
And you let her go. Oh, 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 oh. And you let her go. Oh, 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 oh. Will you let her go? You only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. 'Cause you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. And you let her go.